What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Atlanta Sports First Take. I am Wes, and I'm back with you again. First, I'd like to talk to you about our Braves before I get into the Falcons preseason game briefly. The Braves face the Minnesota Twins, who have the most home runs in baseball. They're first in their division, and we came in and took 2 out of 3 from them. They beat us the first game, and then we came back in game 2 and game 3 and scored a combined 23 runs to win that game. Good stuff. Braves we're still in first place right now, 6 games up on the Nationals. They lost to the Miami last night, which was, it's going to happen sometimes. Braves tend to lose the first game of the series and then come back and blow everybody away. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen again in the Marlins series. But now let's get to our Falcons. Atlanta Falcons preseason game 1, or game 2, really game 1, considering we played the Hall of Fame game. We got 4 more to go. So we're going to go through what I liked on the offense, what I liked on the defense, and what I didn't like. Now, the first thing I have to admit that I was partially wrong about was Matt Schaub. I know Matt Schaub was out there with some of the 2s and 3s last week, but he was absolutely awful. I didn't think he had a chance this game, but he's still running slow. He ran into a couple of sacks, but he did go 12 for 19 for 172 yards, took us down for an opening drive score. That was great. Chris Lindstrom looked like a pro, solid run and pass blocking all the way through. The guy, he looks like a seasoned vet already. I was very impressed. Tyson Braylo also looks solid on the right side next to him, which is good news because he might be playing for the first 2 games. I've heard that Caleb McGarry may come back sooner rather than later, which would be great. What else I loved about the offense is Russell Gage continues to impress. He had about three to five catches. I know he had over 30 yards receiving. Amazing sideline grab, I think, on 3rd and 18. Did the same thing last week. Love it. Love it. Kenyon Varner looks like a good returner for us. Solid guy. He also had a 35-yard screen pass that should have been a touchdown. Wasn't, but it should have been. Brian Hill still catching and running the ball well. He had a red zone touchdown, which is good for us. We don't get a lot of touchdowns down in the red zone running the ball. It looked great. Quadra Allison didn't look good last week, didn't have a lot of playing time. This week got some more playing time, also had 48 yards and a touchdown. So he looked a lot better than he did last week. I will give him that. Tavecchio, coming back to you, buddy. 230-plus yarders, and you hit all your extra points. Good job. Giving me a little bit of hope there. Number 7, Wharton, continues to make big plays. Just a solid guy, solid receiver. I love to see this competition for the 3rd receiver slot because I don't like Hardy personally. I think we have better guys on the team right now. It looks like they're developing very well. The offense very impressed. Matt Sims, his name is still learning the system. He looked okay. He was running for his life most of the day. Like that about the offense. What I did not like about the offense, however, and the team altogether, let's go to penalties, okay? We had 12 penalties for 97 yards. Cost us a 4th-and-1 conversion. Could have taken us to the end zone after that, won us the game. Same thing as last week. I told you guys, penalties, pass interference, holding, both sides. Sheffield was just hanging on for dear life. Sheffield has the speed. Yeah, I'll get to the defense, but offensively, the 1s look pretty solid, the 2s look pretty solid. Still don't like our protection up the middle just yet. First team looks good, second team looking a little shaky. Overall offense, I will give you a B. I'll give you a B for this game. And now we go to the defensive side of the football. Game 2, Miami Dolphins. Okay, Dan Quinn looked like a kid in a candy store coaching that defense. Every time we had a big play, he was pumped up. He had guys splitting, the DNs and the C tackles splitting around each other. Did a lot of interesting things. Brought a lot of guys that we didn't know into the fold. For example, Austin Larkin, defensive end out of Purdue. He had 2 sacks, a couple quarterback hits, 5 tackles, a tackle for loss. Solid game. This guy came out of Purdue. Where did he come from? Looks good. Jermaine Grace almost had a pick six. Man, that the linebacker Grace jumped the football, jumped the route, caught the football, almost got it into the end zone. That was a great play, and he had a pass breakup. That looked great. Sheffield, kind of like I told you guys in the first video, Sheffield has a lot of speed. He can keep up with the ones, but he's got to learn some technique. He's not trusting his speed. He's pulling on guys, he's grabbing on guys, had a lot of holding, pass interference calls, but he was right there. If he would have just turned and focused on the ball instead of worrying about getting beat, grabbing the receiver, he might have had an interception or two. Did have a big third down smack, a good tackle on a guy, but like I said, Sheffield, we got to teach him up on technique because he is panicking right now and he's got the speed. He does not need to hold on to receivers to catch up with him. It's quite the opposite, actually. So, a little disappointed in that. Tyler Davidson, Tack McKinley. I loved seeing those two on the field because Tyler Davidson was stuffing the middle and Tack McKinley was coming around the side, had 2 tackles for loss, was in Fitzpatrick's face all series. He did not look good overall, which I thought was very impressive. And a lot of our defensive guys didn't even play. Keanu wasn't out there, Ricardo, Deion Jones, and we still had a solid performance. Even got, Matt Schaub down the field for 172 yards. Our ones did pretty well. Kaminsky, he split a sack with Tweety Mariner, the guy I brought up last week out of UCLA. Split a sack with him. Kaminsky was in the backfield a lot, but he over pursued a lot of plays. Kaminsky would get in the backfield and the running back would be going right by him or the quarterback would go right by him. I love his aggression, but he needs to be more patient, especially as an edge rusher. You have to set that edge. If you don't set the edge, obviously the receiver's or running back's going to go right by you. And a couple of times where he jumped in and didn't set the edge, and it cost us. Cost us a couple of big plays. Oliver, I didn't hear a lot from him, which means he played okay. He did have a pass interference penalty on him, but I did not see a lot of action thrown his way, which I was proud of. I don't think Trufant hit the field last night. A lot of guys didn't hit the field that were going to play, including Ryan, because of rain before and possible rain during the game. Not going to take that chance with Ryan, Freeman, any of those guys. So, considering the defense did great, Quinn is pumped, and clearly he's comfortable delegating his duties to our 3 former head coaches on offense, coaching, and Malarkey, and Cutter, and Knapp. Former offense coordinator Knapp. Everything looks great. It looks like the motor, everything's hitting on all cylinders. That Ferrari we put back together, good stuff. Good stuff. Overall, I would give the defense an A, even though we lost the game and gave up the big points. The defense played hard. Third and fourth stringers kind of lost us the game, but overall, I'm much more impressed this week than last week. I think we had the best first half as a team than we've had in a couple of years. Still didn't win the game. However, we looked good, and a lot of our ones weren't playing. Their ones were. We looked better. It's Miami. That's all I'll admit. It is Miami. But, you do what you got to do, and Falcons did a great job. Braves are rolling. Dogs are starting up practice. This just looks like a promising season we have coming up. Everybody's looking forward, and I'm super impressed. I hope you guys are too. Leave a like, comment down who you liked, who you didn't like, who you felt like needed more carries, didn't get enough carries. About the Braves, comment whatever you want. I will interact with you guys. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you do. This is Atlanta Sports First Take, and I will see you guys next time.